So what's happening, everybody? Today I'm going to go ahead and review every single 2K game I have ever touched, okay? Now, if you guys aren't understanding me, well, for those of you that don't know, of course, I did not play the first 6 games in the series from 2K on the Dreamcast to 2K5 because, unfortunately, I was not born back then. So, therefore, if you guys know me, I've been a 2K gamer pretty much my entire life, you know? I just want to go ahead and decided to go ahead and do a video real quick and make it in depth so I can give every single opinion that matters on this specific review. Now, keep in mind, I am a little bit over my opinion, so if you guys think that this is biased, let me know your opinion down below in the comment section, which is obviously truer to you. With that being said, you guys know the synopsis, let's get started. It all started with NBA 2K6. Now, this is one of the first, if not NBA video games I have ever touched in my entire life. So I was a little bit younger at the time this game released, but at the same time, this is a game that came out when I was born, right? But I got used to 2K beginning on the 360. Now, this started to grind. Just keep that in mind. I enjoyed the controls, but just looking at it now, it does look slowly paced because it's 360 and it looks outdated in my opinion. Just saying. Moving on with NBA 2K7. Now, this is the second game I touched, which is an NBA basketball game, right? Now, at the time, I enjoyed the controls. The controls were smoother. The gameplay was much smoother. The layout and everything. But the camera angles keep zooming in and out every single time. Like, as of right now, the camera zooms pretty much in and out every possession. And the lack of the player models and everything looking all buff with the shoulders, beginning with Shaq and all that, I did not like it. Despite the game being too smooth, the only thing I like is the intro. And that's pretty much it from there. Okay, so to tell you the truth, with this game right here, NBA 2K8, I played it a little bit. I wasn't a big fan of it though. However, the play, you will see it exactly in just a second. You will see in a second. Now, first off, it looks way different than 2K7 and 6, to be quite honest. The gameplay is somewhat the same. The player models, like, oh my, I can't say a word right now, but the player models looks like it's made out of clay. That's my only exception from here. The only good thing I will say is the controls keep changing on and on and on. And what could be a better way to review a game other than NBA 2K9? So to begin with, I actually do like this game. I enjoyed it because of its gameplay. Now, every 2K game from here on out will be based on this gameplay. And to me, precisely, it's more about the controls. The controls are confusing. I could barely dribble. Well, back in the day, you couldn't dribble until later on. We will see later on in the video as well. But still, I cannot get over the controls. The controls, the posting moves, the alley-oops, I couldn't do all of that. So it was a confusing time for me.
Defense has been causing a lot of rush shots. Working it around, going inside, and reaching it. Oh, what a great swat. Bring that weak stuff in here.
That's right, guys. My personal favorite game at the time, NBA 2K10. Now, I would say this. The gameplay looks somewhat different than 2K9. The player model somewhat looks the same too, but it's smooth. I like the visualization, the reflection on the court, crystal clear, however you guys say it. It's so imaginable because it's more like an authentic basketball game in my personal opinion. And I do like more is the soundtrack of the game. Just listen to it. Now, personally, I think the soundtrack is the best feature of 2K10 in my personal opinion. Now, besides the gameplay, everything looks smooth, and this is, if not, one of my personal favorite games of the last generation.
took flight and rose above all. He changed the game and became a legend.
Now, who would have known better other than reviewing the classic itself, NBA 2K11? Now, I know this is honestly one of, if not the greatest NBA 2K games to come out yet. One of the greatest, not the absolute greatest, but one of the greatest as well. In my opinion, now, I'll admit it, it does feel smooth. Okay, the graphics looks nice, it's upgraded. I like the precision of the gameplay, the timing of the controls, everything. Okay, I like it more than 2K10, but 2K10 is still my personal favorite to this day. I gotta guarantee it, but still, NBA 2K11 upgraded lots of things. It has Michael Jordan on the cover. He was, well, he wasn't endorsing it, but he was actually inspired to be on the game either way, and that's what just made the game great, man. Speaking of Michael Jordan being on the NBA 2K cover at the same time, we got other legends such as Larry Bird and Magic Johnson appearing on the cover of 2K12. Now, this is honestly one of my favorites as well. It's one of my personal favorites. Now, not one of my public favorites, but it's my personal favorites. Just remember that. Now, personally, I do think this is somewhat a resemblance to 2K11, but it's more... Every game now and then has smoother controls within the gameplay, but the only thing is that due to its resemblance, the game does feel mid ahead of time because the career mode, I'm not gonna lie, that my career was somewhat, well, it was my player at the time before my career, but my player either way was sort of different. I honestly didn't get a chance to attribute, like, upgrade my players within the attributes, all that good stuff. What happened to that? Okay, where do I begin with this one? Alright, NBA 2K13. The game wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst either. It has sort of mid animations, it has some weird controls towards it. The dribble stick was there, but someone didn't help at times, depending on the player you guys chose to play on the play now. And the animations, dude, I'm not even gonna look at the animation. Oh my goodness. He literally fell on the floor. That was like one of the sloppiest animations I have ever seen. But despite that, my player has changed. I felt the game for a little bit when I first played it. I had it for Christmas, but I didn't feel it at the end of the day. I just got on board later on playing this game multiple times. I just can't stand it. Okay, I want you guys to keep in mind right now. This is the next gen gameplay you guys are looking at right now. While that, I have both versions of 2K14, both the current gen edition and the next gen edition. Now, as you guys can see, the current gen edition is pretty much the repetitive same thing. It's like a copy and paste basically of 2K13. Every game on the 360 and onwards, they always have to copy the exact same graphics, the animations, all that good stuff. The next gen is somewhat smooth. It's more than smooth because this is, believe it or not, this is literally the first game on the next gen in 2K history. You guys should know that by now. But everything was different from then on. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at NBA 2K15. Let's be honest here, okay? NBA 2K15 was a big upgrade, okay? The graphics are a lot different. The presentation is nice, except the fact that Shaq's head is literally slimmer than the entire body. But still, I will say this. The graphics look smooth, the gameplay looks smooth, the controls are now simpler than ever, depending on the console, both PS4 or Xbox One. At the same time, it's better. It's even better than NBA Live. But we will get to that. I don't even want to get to that, in fact. But you guys should know by now that NBA 2K15 was at its superior peak when the game first came out. It wasn't overhyped, but it was at its superior peak. Okay, before we get into 2K16 real quick, I want you guys to simply look at the commentaries and listen to what they have to say, weird stuff.
Like, so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out.
Well, you got to have great teammates. You know, I'm the first one to say, yeah, I have 4 championships, but one of my favorite teammates, Big Shot Bob. He saved me so many times. And Ernie, I remember when you interviewed me when I was 18 years old.
I remember that. Now, I had just started at Turner, went to San Antonio, did a feature on Big Shaq.
Wow, that's incredible.
Okay, away from all of that, now NBA 2K16 is somewhat considered one of the next generation greatest games. And I think, personally, it's obviously one of the greater games to come out in the next gen as well. But let's face it, guys. My career has changed. The park, we have new parks somehow. Everything has changed. And I personally think that this is much of a bigger upgrade than 2K15 in my exact opinion. Because, well, it's way smoother than I could have hoped. And the graphics spoke for itself as well. So, it's obviously greater until this next game right here. Okay, well, I don't think you guys are ready for this one. NBA 2K17 is personally, if not, one of my favorite 2K games to come out yet. Obviously, this is obviously, if not one of the second, maybe third greatest NBA 2K games to come out as well, because this game is, to me, is more of an upgrade. This is the best upgrade they had since as well. The park doesn't really look different in my opinion. They're obviously the same parks, but with a different texture and different like locational weather to it as well. And I'm not gonna lie, they added some events such as the Mountain Dew tournament. They added some events such as the park at the dark and all of that, blah blah blah. Rival Day, everything. Okay, now I would go on and on and on about this game all day because you guys do not know how much this grew my channel up so well. I used to do so much live streams. I used to do a few live streams, and one of them like literally hit around 1,000 views over support. And you just don't know how much I love this game because I cannot stop playing this game for countless hours. My career was a lot easier once I hit 90 overall and all this sorts of stuff. So the only problem is the lagging, the error codes, even the Paul George screen, the 20-minute Paul George loading screen. They gotta fix all of that. But either way, as long as I can make a half-court shot from deep, I'm good either way, okay? Now, NBA 2K17 must be on one of the top 5 greatest NBA 2K games on my personal list. I can go on all day about this game. Now we all know, if you could agree, then I can agree too. NBA 2K18 is not this good. It is not only one of the worst 2K games to come out, but it's obviously one of the worst overhyped games to come out. You guys didn't know that, did you? 2K18, I swear, dude. Ever since the Run the Neighborhood event, when they showed the trailer, for the first time they showed the park trailer, I was kind of good. I was obviously one of the bandwagoners to join in on the party until the game later on came out on release day. Well, I didn't have the game until later on, and I personally didn't record it. Thank goodness I didn't, because the game was so bad. From cutscenes to unskippable loading times, you guys know the rest. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's terrible. Okay, just when you think we can't have an upgrading park with a new game. Now look no further to NBA 2K19 because that explains pretty much everything from the get-go. Now, this is, if not one of the most important games, but it's not the best either, and I will tell you why. Okay, it's mid from here and there. The error codes, the glitches, the patches, everything. All of that is still in here. But I will tell you some few things that revolutionizes the game even more and further to it, okay? First of all, My Career and the prelude cutscenes, they can skip your unskippable cutscenes now. We have those. The loading times are somewhat faster than I thought. The game is barely improvable per se. I don't know if that's even the word, but prove me wrong. But still though, the game was slightly improved from its predecessor. Now, the game was okay. It wasn't that bad at all when I first got my hands on it early, but at the same time, I wasn't feeling it later on. The next couple of patches later around 2019, it was slightly boring, okay? Like, stretch bigs were so overpowered. You guys remember the post cheese in the stage, bash glitches, all that stuff? It drove me crazy, and I can't stand that either. Okay, NBA 2K20, we are here. Now, this game came out not too long ago because it's the most recent game. It came out last year. But, it's... Okay, this game is a lot different. I will say this, though, alright? Now, the game is a lot different. My career is a lot different. Instead of having Most of 99, the regular rep rewards are back somehow. But it's not as special that I thought it would be, to be quite honest with you, because I am going to say that because due to the fact that the game is different from the graphics to the controls, but the park from 2K19 and 2K20 is still the exact same park. I was wondering if 2K21 the next year after will be the exact same park therefore. But still though, the copying pasting park, the rep rewards are somewhat mid, the controls are mid, the new jump shot, the new shot meter, everything, dude. Like, I don't know what to say. And last but not least, NBA 2K21 just came out months ago or so, okay? Because let's be honest, okay? I want to be honest. Can I do that? Now, to be honest with you guys, this game is both versions. I haven't touched the next gen version, which I will soon. Just give me just give me more time, alright? But on the current gen edition, the review for this game was it wasn't impactable enough to change per se, okay? Now, what I will say though, they did change the park. As long as they give us a new park, because we've been promising ever since 2K20 was about to die, we wanted a new park, right? Because I am so sick and tired of the copy and pasting park. Just playing at that park is so dreadful to me. So we always been praying for that. And look what we have here. A bigger park. Looks like a beach of sorts. But at the same time, it barely changes anything because it's literally the exact same game from then on. And I really don't know why. I hope 2K can change that later on soon with the next gen edition, but they did later on. Alright, now before we end this video off, I want to quickly show you guys my top 5 worst games, my top 5 mid games, and my top 5 best games, all in my opinion. Now, if you guys think you have yourselves an opinion, all in a different order, like I said before, let me know down below right now in the comment section, and I would appreciate that if you would do so. Now, with that being said, that's my review. All the games I have played ever since 2K6 from here on out and onward. These are the games I specifically reviewed. My in-depth review, short but still in-depth in my opinion. Now, don't forget to go ahead and like this video, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on. I will upload videos on the consistent note, but still, as long as you guys see it, and as long as you guys support my channel, that all that matters to me, okay? All I want is your love and support. That's either way. And yeah, it's your boy Viral. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know which other video I should do besides this. Should I do an NBA live video? Just let me know also in the comments. And I'm out. See you guys in the next video. Salute.